Circuit theory or circuit analysis or electrical circuit analysis, that is circuit analysis subject. Theoretical for explanation and important questions largely given 3 marks and 7 marks and 50 marks given. Source, energy of sources, types of sources in this video shown in. Man Engineering welcomes you all in this video to study circuit analysis. Type of sources: independent sources. Second, dependent or control sources. Independent sources, circuit shown in figure, plus V minus S put in round. And independent voltage source is characterized by a terminal voltage which is completely independent of the current through it. It is an ideal source and does not represent any physical device. This could theoretically deliver infinite power. That is very important point is terminal voltage which is completely independent of the current through it. That is independent source. Practical sources identified by signal shown in notes. Plus minus V supply AS sign put in round. An independent current source is characterized by the current through it, which is completely independent of the voltage across it. It is also an ideal source which can deliver infinite power. An IS notation is shown here, that is double circle put in the circuit. Dependent source or control source. Consider the sources like a car battery or torchlight cell. The voltage is not constant and depends on the current drawn from it. Such sources were known as dependent or control source. That is dependent on current drawn from it. Voltage dependent sources and current dependent sources sign is shown in figure. Kindly seen in notes. The energy source, that is an voltage source or an current source, it should be an active element. Passive elements and elements is not energy source, is a passive element. Resistor, inductor and capacitors is a passive element. Network is a combination of member of circuit elements, that is resistance, inductance and capacitance, or the passive network. That is combination is called passive network. Is not energy source, that is passive network. Kindly noted. Energy source consists of energy sources called active element, that is energy source voltage plus minus shown in notes, that or LC network consists of energy source voltage source, so that is called active network. Circuit, if the network contains at least one closed path, that is known as a circuit. Lumped and distributed elements. Lumped elements, physically separate elements such as resistance, capacitance, and inductors are defined as lumped elements. Lumped elements, single resistance, single inductance, single capacitor, that is lumped element. Distributed elements shown in network, that is consists of ORLC tank circuit, that is electrical circuits composed of length of transmission lines or other distributed components. This circuit performs the same This circuit performs the same functions as conventional circuit, composed of passive components such as capacitors, inductors, and transformers. Bilateral elements and unilateral elements. Unilateral elements are components that allow the flow of electric current in one direction only, while bilateral elements allow the flow of electric current in both directions. Kindly note, unilateral elements only allow the current in one direction. Bilateral elements allow the current in both directions. That is important point. 264 page number. Linear or non-linear elements. A linear element is one whose parameters do not change with voltage or current. Non-linear element is that whose parameters change with voltage and current. Linear elements or non-linear elements. Mathematically, an element which is covered by linear differential equations. Man Engineering, thank you. At Link Man Engineering, kindly send circuitry subjects. Lastly, given 3 marks and 5 marks and 50 marks question and answer.